and now the perpetrator, he's trying to, you know, blame her.
Put all the blame on her.
Yeah, he's trying to blame her, and of course there's nothing there present that, you know, to support anything that he's saying, you know, but to try to blame her, it's almost trying to say, well, you're responsible for your own death, but then when I'm hearing about the power and control and the fact that, you know, my daughter has this personality that if she didn't want to talk to you, she wouldn't talk, you know, and that's with anybody, you know what I'm saying? So, and in that situation, he came in and he tried to make her have a conversation with him where she hadn't been talking to him for a couple of days, that I found out from my wife. And he tried to make her talk to him, you know, this same thing he told me. And what I didn't know, I knew that when I picked him up, he had her car keys and her cell phone and stuff like that. But what I didn't know was that she was, until I heard his testimony, viewed his video testimony, that she was actually trying to leave. And he came out of the house, her house. She was going to leave him in her house as she left and get in her car and leave. And he came out in the yard and took her keys, physically took her keys from her, and then wouldn't give them back, and this how this whole thing began to escalate, you know. And then at the end of the day, my daughter's deceased, and now he's trying to wiggle his way out of it, and you know, I'm thankful that, you know, the district attorney's office is, you know, is fighting this thing, you know, and I believe that, you know, we'll overcome in the situation. You know, and then you think about, you know, it's a lot of young women, you know, that will move these guys into their houses and stuff like that without really even knowing these people and who they are and stuff. And this guy, he seemed to be an okay guy, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know, it turned out, you know, differently. You know, now my daughter's 24-year-old daughter is deceased, you know, murdered by somebody that I thought was okay, my wife thought was okay, because like I say, there was never any sign.
And batterers don't tend to wear a sign that say I'm a batterer on the back. The relationship always usually starts off good. Just like, and I go back to the Medea's family reunion example, it always starts off good. And we want to believe the best about people. And so he raises some really good points about how this batterer is building up this situation. Batterers really act good in public often, because when the victim finally reaches out and says, this person is hurting me, they're going to say, are you kidding me? He's always at the church. He's so nice. He helps the pastor, and you're going to tell me that you must be doing something wrong. So this is the kind of game the batterer plays. And the batterer always, most always does not want to take ownership for their behavior. So let me just take a moment to talk about batterers intervention programs. So if I commit domestic assault, I will go, most likely I'll be arrested, and I'm supposed to be arrested, immediately arrested, and I'm supposed to be held for 12 hours, okay? That's everywhere. That's here in Davidson County too.
40 seconds.
Oh. But there are batterers intervention classes that are assigned, and so batterers can learn to hold themselves accountable for their behaviors, so victims will not be blamed for something the perpetrator did.
Very good. And let me thank the two of you for bringing by that excellent information. And I know, Ms. Kimbrough, that we were running out of time, and your enthusiasm for what you're doing, and I think that's very, very good, you see. And I think that this has been a very, very helpful show this morning. And let me encourage our audience to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Comments. Thank you and good morning.